Good morning to all of you. This is your third lecture from second chapter element, compound and mixture. In last lecture we have discussed about homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture. But in this lecture I'll try to make you understand with examples what is the exact meaning of homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture. Here you can see that there are two kind of mixtures are there, homogeneous and heterogeneous. So what is a homogeneous? Let's see. Homogeneous mixture, suppose we are mixing one and two substances. After dissolving it, you will be not able to find out where is solute and where is solvent. I think in last lecture we were discussing about solute and solvent, and also we have discussed solute combined with solvent produce solution. So after dissolving solute into solvent, it evenly distributed throughout the solution, and you will not find out where is solute and where is a solvent. That is called homogeneous mixture. In the picture you can see very clear blue dot and green dot. You can see that green and blue dot, they are evenly distributed among themselves and uniform composition. It means there is no any separation boundary. You cannot find out where is solute, where is a solvent. But in the other hand, heterogeneous mixture, after mixing two and more substances, there is no any uniform composition, and molecule means solute and solvent, they can be seen with our naked eye, and there is a separation boundary between them, and that is called heterogeneous mixture. Suppose the mixture of sand and water. After putting sand into the water, you can easily see where is the sand. Sand will settle down at the bottom of the glass. Let's see. Here two pictures are there. You can see in the case of homogeneous, after dissolving sugar or salt, because sugar and salt, they are soluble in water, after dissolving in it, you cannot find out, and there is no any separation boundary solute and solvent. That is a main characteristic of homogeneous mixture. On the other hand, you can see very clear there is a separation boundary between solute and solvent. Here sand and mud, they mix together, and in other case there is sand in water. There is a separation boundary water and sand does not mix with each other, and there is a separation. You can see with your naked eye where is a sand and where is a water, and this is called heterogeneous mixture. So my dear students, it is very clear what is a homogeneous, what is a heterogeneous. After mixing solute into solvent, there is no any separation boundary. Solute evenly distributed throughout the solution. On the other hand, there is a separation boundary between solid particles and liquid particles. Example, chalk powder. When you dissolve in water, chalk powder will be suspended over the water, means there will be a separation boundary between solute and solvent, and that is called heterogeneous mixture. Let's see other example. The difference between mixture and compound. Also in last lecture we have discussed what is a compound, and we have also discussed about the formation of water molecule, formation of oxygen molecule, formation of carbon dioxide, lots of things we have discussed. So now it is very clear what is a compound and what is a mixture. Compound in which two and more molecule combine chemically, but in a mixture two and more substances mix with each other. There is no any chemical combination between them. That is called mixture. And whenever two molecule combine chemically, that is called compound. So what is the difference between compound and mixture? Let's see, my dear students. Mixture are impure substances. Yes, it is very clear from the flow chart. Mixtures are impure substances, whereas compounds are pure substances. Yes. Now next, they are made up of two and more substances mix physically. Yes, they mix physically, not the chemically. But on the other hand, in the case of compound, they are made up of two and more substances combined chemically. Yes, my dear students, in a mixture they mix physically, but in the case of compound they combine chemically. Now constituent element of mixture retain their properties. Yes, after mixing you can find out, you can test it, what is the taste of solute, what is the taste of solvent. Suppose you are taking a few drop of lemon juice and you are adding in water. After mixing it, you can find out the taste of water and taste of lemon. Means there is no new substances are formed, they only mix with each other, and there is a only physical combination, and that is called mixture. And in the case of compound, they are mixed up two and more element combined chemically and produce new substances. Means there will be no any properties of their constituent particles. Composition element of compound loses their properties after combining. After chemical combination, you will never find out where is their constituent particles, because new substances will be formed. Now they can be separated by simply physical process. Yes, mixture can be separated by simple physical process like condensation, like evaporation, by filtration, by sedimentation, decantation. But in the case of compound, it cannot be separated by simple physical process. They do not have fixed melting and boiling point. Yes, different mixture have different melting point, different boiling point. But in the case of compound, they have fixed melting point and boiling point. They have no chemical formula. Mixture does not have any chemical formula. After mixing water, after mixing sugar in water, what is the formula? Nothing. But compound has a specific formula. They have definite chemical formula. Suppose I am talking about water molecule, water compound. It had the formula H2O. That is a compound. Now I am going to give some examples of compound. Let's see. Yes, I am going to give some examples by its activity. I have taken few granules and dust of iron filling in a china dish, and in another china dish I have taken sulfur powder. It is yellowish white color, creamy color, you can say that. And after mixing it, suppose they mix with each other, sulfur and iron filling are mixed. Can you separate it out? Yes, we can separate it out by the use of magnet, and this is called mixture, because magnet filling they have their properties and sulfur have their properties, and that's why they can be separated by simple physical process that is called magnetic separation. You can see that I have taken the magnet, and when you put the magnet near the China dish, all magnet filling, all iron filling will get attracted toward the magnet, and it will be separated out from the powder of sulfur. But suppose you will take the mixture of sulfur and iron filling in test tube and you will heat it. After heating it, new compound will form because there will be a chemical combination between iron and sulfur, and iron sulfide will be formed. And when iron sulfide will be formed, that is a chemical combination between iron and sulfur, and new substances will be formed. We know that the character of chemical reaction. In a chemical reaction, new substances will be formed, and when new substances will form, means all constituent particles means iron and sulfur both lose their properties and they form new product. Let's see how. When you put the iron near this compound, iron sulfide, iron will not get attracted toward the magnet, and that will indicating that it form new substance compound which does not have the property of iron and properties of sulfur. It has a different properties because iron and sulfur combined chemically. Now, so I think you are very clear about what is a mixture and what is a compound. Here I am going to some more examples how to separate constituent particles from the mixture. Suppose I have given you the mixture of salt and water, means you will get the solution of salty water, and I'll ask to you, please, I want to get it back the all salt which are dissolved in water. Please do any activity and try to separate water and salt. What will you do? Let's see here. You will take salty water in saucepan and put it on the burner. Put it on the burner. After some time, when water get heated, it start boiling and it will convert into vapor. Means all water start converting into vapor, and finally what happened, you can see that many water vapors are coming out from the layer of water, and finally you will get the salt at the bottom of beaker because all water get evaporated at the 100 degree Celsius. Means this process is called evaporation, and by the evaporation process you can separate solute and solvent, like salt of sugar and water, solution of sugar and water, and solution of salt and water. Now suppose the water vapor is coming out from the beaker and it will allow to pass through the cooler region. What happened? That water vapor get condensed, means there is a process, condensation will happen, and water vapor will change into water droplets, and it will get settle back and it will be deposited in another beaker, and you can get clear water, pure water in another beaker, and you will get pure salt in a first beaker. Means by the help of which process? Evaporation as well as condensation, both the process you will follow, you can get it back salt and solution. And you can see that that is a mixture because This is a simple physical process, condensation and evaporation. By the condensation and by the evaporation, you can get salt and water. You know, this process is followed by the many peoples to get the salt from the sea. You can see that here it is a bank of the sea, and many pits are being made here, and they are filled with the water, salty water, and allow the sunlight fall over it. After few days, few week, all water get evaporated, and finally you will get only salt at that pit, and that is collected and sent to the factories where it is get packed, and you are getting iodized Captain Cook salt. So how it is getting from the sea water, you can understand that by the evaporation process. So my dear students, it is a very clear. We have discussed what is mixture, what is compound, and how to separate constituent particles of mixture like salt from water, sugar from water, by simple two process like evaporation and condensation. So my dear students, I am instructing you and giving you guideline. Please follow and do that activity at your home. Make us few ml of solution by adding salt and sugar in water, and try to follow this activity and try to get salt and sugar back, and you will find out the what is the observation after doing this activity. So today is the last topic. Thanks dear, and next lecture we will discuss some another method to separate the constituent particles from their mixture. Thank you. Have a nice day.